In a surprising turn of events, representatives of a fictional country showed up at a United Nations meeting. Believe it or not, a representative of the fictional country of the United States of Kailasa has demanded protection for Nithyananda, who she claimed at a UN meeting was being persecuted. The fictional country off the coast of Ecuador was founded by self-titled godman and fugitive Nithyananda, who is accused of sexual assault and abuse in India. Nithyananda is facing a rape case in Karnataka's Ramanagra. He was actually arrested but was later released on bail, and in 2020 his driver claimed that he had fled the country. But at this meeting held in Geneva on the 24th of February, Kailasa's self-declared permanent ambassador Vijayapriya Nithyananda branded the country as the first sovereign state of Hinduism and Nithyananda as the supreme pontiff of Hinduism. She actually went on to claim that Nithyananda and the citizens of Kailasa were being persecuted and that Nithyananda is not allowed to enter India. There are major questions regarding how these representatives of a person who has sexual assault and abuse cases against him in India, including rape charges as I just mentioned, were allowed to participate in this high-profile UN event. So how does a fictional country show up at a UN meeting? Well, according to the CESCR website, which is a body of 18 independent experts that monitor implementation of the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights by its state parties, all the member states are obliged to submit regular reports to the Committee on how economic, social and cultural rights are being implemented. And if any member state, organization or even an individual feel that their rights under the covenant have been violated, they can approach the CESCR. It is under this rule that the United States of Kailasa representatives approached the UN committee and spoke during the discussion. Ahead of the discussion, the UN committee's website carried a link for people and organizations to register and put forward their complaints. Kailasa representative Vijayapriya Nithyananda made use of this provision and asked the UN body what measures can be taken at national and international levels to stop the self-styled godman Nithyananda's persecution. Now, the United States of Kailasa is not among the 193 countries recognized by the UN, even though in 2020, when Nithyananda claimed to have founded a new country after he bought an island off the coast of Ecuador, which by the way has its own constitution, believe it or not, has its own economic system, passport, flag, and a bank called the Reserve Bank of Kailasa. But it seems setting up your country is easier than getting it recognized. This is where Nithyananda is struggling too. But as you can tell, he is trying hard. Going by the Montevideo Convention of 1933, a defined territory must have a permanent population, a government, and a capacity to have relations with other countries. These are the criteria that a country that is hoping for recognition by the United Nations must qualify on, something that USK is still lacking. But after the video of Nithyananda's representative went viral, social media users have slammed the UN body, questioning if this is a joke. But after members of the so-called United States of Kailasa spoke at these two UN public meetings in Geneva, the Office of UN Human Rights has said they were prevented from distributing any promotional material in front of and inside the conference room, even though they were addressing the UN meeting. But also a UN official, meanwhile, added that they will ignore the statements made by the representatives of this fictional country, adding that their submissions were irrelevant.